Today, we're diving into a really remarkable piece of art, one that was born in probably the most restrictive place you can imagine, a prison cell. This is the story of how a poet uses imagination to do more than just survive. He used it to find a kind of freedom that no wall could ever contain. So right from the first line, the poem kicks off with this incredible mission statement. You see, this isn't just about passively dreaming. No, this is an active, almost defiant search for meaning. From a place with zero answers, the poet is shouting a question out to the entire universe, and he's demanding a response.
And that really brings us to the heart of it all. This is the big question we're going to explore. When your body is physically trapped by steel and stone, what happens to your spirit? Can you actually lock up someone's imagination? Well, through Ghani Khan's powerful words, we're about to find out.
First things first, to really understand the dream, you have to understand the reality of the dreamer. And this wasn't some metaphor, you know? The poet was, quite literally, a prisoner in a cage.
6 years. Just let that sink in. That's how long the poet, Ghani Khan, spent behind bars. That's 6 years without his freedom, without his family, cut off from the entire world. And here's the context that changes everything. Ghani Khan wasn't a violent criminal. He wasn't a criminal at all. He was an artist, a poet, a sculptor, a painter. The reason he was imprisoned, simply because of who his father was. And it was in that state, this profound injustice and total isolation, that he created what many believe is his masterpiece, his Songs of the Cage.
Okay, so his body is locked away, but his mind is about to stage the greatest escape. And the first stop on this journey is a world of power and beauty and status, basically everything that had been stolen from him.
I mean, what a powerful image, right? He doesn't just see a falcon, he becomes one. It's this perfect symbol of freedom, soaring high above those prison walls. And he doesn't just land anywhere. He lands on the roof of the legendary king, Mahmud of Ghazni.
And this is it's a brilliant move. So in history, Ayaz was King Mahmud's most loyal, most beloved confidant, someone with incredible influence and trust. So in this dream, this forgotten political prisoner completely transforms into the most important advisor to a king. It's a fantasy about being seen, about mattering again. So after this fantasy of power, the dream shifts into the world of art and romance. He pictures himself as the great Persian poet Khayyam, just lost in music and love. It's a world filled with pleasure and beauty, the total, absolute opposite of the gray, bleak reality of his cell. But the dream doesn't just stop with worldly things. It keeps climbing higher, moving from the physical to the metaphysical, from a dream of being free to a state of pure mystical union with everything. Okay, now this is probably the most electrifying line in the entire poem. Now, the name Mansoor might not immediately ring a bell for everyone, but for anyone who knows Sufi mysticism, invoking his name, well, that's the ultimate act of spiritual rebellion.
So here's why that's so important. Mansour Hallaj was executed for claiming that he had dissolved his own identity and become one with God. So to rise like the cry of Mansour is to claim that exact same divine connection. It's a declaration that your spirit cannot be contained by any earthly authority, not a king and certainly not a jailer.
And here it is, the climax of that rebellion. His physical self, that handful of dust just sitting in a jail cell, it completely dissolves. And in its place, he becomes boundless, infinite, an ocean of light. In that moment, he has achieved the ultimate escape. He's not Ghani the prisoner anymore. He's everything. So he's at this absolute peak of ecstasy, of total liberation. And the fall back to earth is brutal. And it comes with no warning at all. But just that one word, and the entire universe he's so carefully built just comes crashing down around him.
The azan, the Islamic call to prayer. Now, normally that's a sound of spiritual awakening, but here, it's like the cruelest alarm clock in history. And the irony is just devastating. The world comes to life. For most people, that's a good thing. But for a prisoner, the living world, that is the cage. Life is the prison. So this is the stark contrast he's left with. The dream gave him freedom. The world gives him prison. The dream had a beloved. The world has a jailer. In the dream, he was an ocean of light, and now he's right back to being a handful of dust in a cell. And it feels like a total defeat, doesn't it? The beautiful dream is shattered, and harsh reality has won. But is that really where the story ends?
Let's look one more time at the poem's final crushing line.
It sounds like complete surrender. Is it the jailer's voice? Or maybe his own despair, telling him to just give up, lay down, accept your fate. The dream is over.
But here's the real magic. Here is the final victory. That jail, it's gone. The guards are gone. The walls have turned to dust. But this poem, this dream that he managed to write down, it's right here. It's still with us. It survived. The art outlived the oppression.
And that really is the ultimate legacy of this incredible poem. They could lock up Ghani Khan's body for sure, but they could never, ever build a cell strong enough to contain his mind. Which leaves all of us with a pretty profound question. Can any force on earth ever truly imprison the human imagination?